from Colorado.
You know, car guys can be so cool. I took my kids to the local Nashville Cars and Coffee, and there was a group of people around this car. I couldn't really see it, so I had to go look. And out of the crowd, I met Alex Millwards, and he's the owner of this car. All right, let's go meet him. What's going on, good sir?
This is kind of like the holy grail of Z31s. This is what I call it the wide body. Other people call it the IMSA car. So long story short, back in the 80s, Paul Newman, Bob Sharp Racing, they had these specially modified Z31s that they raced, like Road Atlanta for the IMSA class, SCCA. So this particular car was a press release car, a public relations car. So what they would do is they take this car to like a public event and say, hey, this is kind of what it looks like that we race with. It's more of a touch and feel. So they allowed people to get in the car and just take a look at it.
Just to actually be able to touch it and look at it? Okay.
Yeah, so it was never really raced, but it is a true, genuine car from back in the day. It was to be crushed at a junkyard, and a friend of a friend of a friend told me about it. So I went and got it and rescued it, and it was in pretty bad shape when I got it.
How many of those are there?
So it's really unknown, but as far as what released to the public, 2. So a while ago, a few years ago, you know, I lost my son, my first son, in a home incident. And, you know, I'm still working with that, still kind of digesting that in my life. So this car, for me, was more therapeutic. You know, it put me through, keep my mind busy. Yeah. So that way, my mind's not in the trenches or in the gutter, you know. It just kept my mind and my hands occupied. So for me, it was more of just an outlet just to keep busy. Grandpa would always say, you know, as long as you're not at the bars.
So the car means a lot to you.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. Yeah, I have a plaque in there that shows the dedication of the car. But, you know, beyond that, you know, it's like the amount of, you know, I'm not gonna lie, the attention I get, it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool,
yeah. I think it has opened opportunities for me to get cool exposure.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even Nissan's, you know, likes it, and I did a whole little
story on it.
Story with Nissan on it, yeah. So I think it's just for me, it's just maybe showcasing. There's
one other one.
Well, there's another one, but there's no mold.
Do you know where the other one is?
Yeah, I do, and I'm trying to get it.
Are you trying to get it?
Yeah, yeah. The guy never returned my calls.
So I'm having a hard time finding out where the door handle is.
Yeah, there's door handles right here. You have to kind of flip this down a little bit, and you can see how they fiberglassed over the original door skids.
So this is the original door?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
So we're talking a bit of space there.
Yeah. So.
And this is electric, right? Can we see what's underneath here?
Electric?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tesla, right? So I always carry the hood prop on me because you never know when.
At least it's not a 2x4.
At least it's not a 2x4.
You built that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, everything here is custom made, like the turbos and how they're positioned. Yeah, they're not perfectly balanced, symmetrical. This guy needs to be moved back a little bit.
But that's just how
it was an oversight. It was an oversight. I'll go back to fix it later. But all the tubular turbo manifolds I made myself, symmetrical housings. These turbos were custom made by Precision Turbo. I was the first person to get their symmetrical series. But yeah, it's, you know, fully built VK56. Everything about it's like all custom made.
Wow.
It's all Nissan except for the transmission.
And you did a lot of welding in here too, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of welding. Like everything from aluminum TIG welding, all the stainless steel pipes, all TIG welded, everything.
Yeah, pretty handy guy.
I flew up to New York where the car was. It was in Long Island.
Okay.
And I bought the car with cash. And I told the guy, I said, it's gonna be a little while before I can get the car. And he said, okay, no problem. So I get home, I tried to organize a shipping company to go pick up the car and bring it home. I think because of the fact it was a non-running roller chassis car, it was in Long Island, New York. It was like in probably a really sketchy area of the town.
Yeah.
No one wanted to pick up the car. And I waited like 2 months. No one would pick up the car. So I decided, you know, I got a truck and trailer, I'll just go get it myself. So I had, at the time, a brand new Nissan Titan diesel, Platinum Reserve, fully loaded. I had just bought a brand new car hauler, enclosed car hauler. And I was on my way to go pick it up from Colorado to New York. And halfway there in Indiana, on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, I wipe out in black ice on the highway and totaled the truck, messed up the trailer pretty badly. And so it took about another 2 months for me to get my truck back. I was able to go out, fly back out, get my truck and trailer, go pick up the car, and bring it home. And so it took about another 2 months for me to get my truck back.
So the one that Paul Newman raced, it was a V8 too, right? But it was different. It was...
Well, so for the Z31, it was the VG30 actually, and it made 1,000 horsepower. But again, those were especially designed, modified motors, different cranks,
by
different
Nissan,
heads,
right?
by Nissan.
Yeah.
But in the 280ZX that Paul Newman raced back in the day, that was a V8. Sung Kang, who is Han in the Fast and Furious movies, he's a big Nissan fan. He has a couple Zs himself. He reached out to me, just want to know who I was, kind of like how you want to find out about me. And I told him a little bit about the history of the Nissan Z cars. And there's a particular year, an 88, it's an 88 model, it's called a Shiro Special Edition. They only made 1,002 of them.
Oh, what?
And it's pearl white, a three-stage.
Are they all of them pearl white?
They're all exactly the same.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all pearl white, three-stage paint job from factory. Had Recaro factory interior, had a special European front air dam on it. It was a pretty cool car. I had one, I just sold it because I'm kind of downscaling, getting rid of the madness. So he said, I want you to build me one. So I had to go find the car. So I found this one behind me. It was in Atlanta, which is really, really close where I live.
Yeah.
So I'm working on restoring it for him.
These stickers on here, are they like, were they like this? I can't remember Newman's car from the top of my head, but
yeah, these are the same ones.
Same stickers?
Yep. So I was fortunate to find the original vector rendering, which is a format that you can use to scale up or scale down as much as you want, and it doesn't lose quality. So all the stickers except for the Canon T70 were available for me just to grab and scale as big as I wanted.
And so it was actually your first car too, right?
Yeah, so I bought the car when I was 16.
Okay.
I always had Nissan Zs in my family growing up, and I just wanted to get my own. Okay. And it was the only one I could afford. Because I had like a budget of $2,500 bucks, and that was it.
So that was that car over there, which we'll show later, was your first car?
Yeah, I bought that car when I was 16, and I still have it today.
For $2,500 bucks?
$2,500.
How many motors have been in that one?
16.
16?
16 motors. Most of it was a learning opportunity, knowing what to do and what not to do.
Okay.
Some of the motors I got from junkyards, which was just bad to begin with.
Okay.
So.
And you do all that work yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much power is that one making?
So at 41 pounds of boost, it made 838 wheel horsepower.
Okay, what's that at the crank?
It's like a 15% difference, so
okay.
1,000-ish.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah. So it goes pretty good?
Yeah, it moves.
Okay. And that engine's the VG33, correct?
Yeah, so the car initially came with the VG30, and then later Nissan made the VG33. It's the same, it looks identical, but it's factory bored out to 3.3 liter versus a 3 liter.
Okay.
So everything else just bolts right in.
Before we move on, would you ever sell that one?
No.
Not
It's my first car.
Never?
No.
Have you ever thought about selling it?
Like when I was younger and I got frustrated with like the 10th motor blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Do you think this is the last motor for that one?
I hope so.
Okay.
See it move. I just wanted to see what was going on.
Yeah, we're just doing some filming because he has a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And we're just
we're
doing a documentary on the car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the YouTube channel?
Well, I just started. It's called Heart and Horsepower. I'd show you my shirt, but I'm strapped in here.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right.